Saints new offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak talks the offense. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we will hear from the man himself, Klint Kubiak, from the Saints themselves. It's always interesting, right? It's one thing for me to get up here and do a video because I'm independent, right? I got nobody, no boss, I have no one telling me what to do. I have no agenda, any of that stuff. I'm not selling ads, not selling tickets, whatever. When the Saints do a video, it's always interesting because they are trying to get a point across. This is the team who hired this guy. They edited this video. They did the thumbnail. They did all that stuff. So what's in here, they want the people to know. So it's always interesting to hear from the Saints themselves when they put out content just as much as other media members. Now, Klint Kubiak, we did a video where we reacted to his conversation with WWL. But, a little bit of information there from Klint. We haven't heard too much from him. We haven't heard too much from the man. So any chance we get to pick his brain, we will take.
Here with new Saints offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak.
This is my guy right here, Klint Kubiak. I mean, we're talking about one suit. He came with one. He's wearing the exact same suit. My man was in that WWL interview. He's got one suit. He doesn't have time to iron. He doesn't have time for different colors. He doesn't have time for different undershirts. He doesn't have time. He really didn't even stare at the camera. All he's got time for is offense. All he's got time for is breaking down film. Does he look like the kind of guy who's worried about how he's perceived in the media? Does he look like the kind of guy who wants to be a celebrity? No. He looks like the kind of guy who could be a maitre d'. Yes, possibly. But he also looks like the kind of guy who will get first downs. The kind of guy who will be in the film room. He looks like he may have been in the film room for 72 straight hours, somewhere like that, in this interview right here. So I love to see it. He doesn't have to say a word, and I'm already all in on Klint.
Kubiak, I'm Erin Summers. Klint, welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be here.
What drew you to this job here with the Saints?
Yeah, the players, really good cast of characters there, led by a really good quarterback in Derek, and had a relationship with Coach Allen coming into it, so couldn't have come into a better situation.
He actually probably couldn't have. He probably couldn't have come into a worse situation. But I love where his mind's at, and I do like that he said the players, right? Because he's the OC. He took this job. Some OCs may be thinking, okay, we got to shake up this roster. Some people are thinking we're 2 years away from being 2 years away. But Klint Kubiak, and I'm assuming that he is an honest man. I mean, So I'm assuming that what he's saying is true. If Klint Kubiak is excited about these players, then that means he's got a plan for these players. That means he sees these players into his system, which is good for us because that means immediate impact. That means this year we should be seeing what a Klint Kubiak offense looks like. Some OCs in some situations, they come into it and they're thinking, okay, well, I really kind of want to run an offense with, a mobile quarterback, but I'm stuck with Joe Flacco, so it's going to be a couple years, whatever. This isn't the case. I would assume he had to know you got Derek Carr for a couple of years. Can you make whatever you want to make work with Carr? Seems pretty confident in that. So I love that from Klint. I believe him, and I honestly do. As far as like him coming to a bad situation, it was, I mean a bad situation, not about roster-wise. I do think the roster's good. Last year, I said this is a 12-win team. The roster's good. Like when you look at the Saints, I've never really understood this, but when you look at the Saints and you look at other teams, and people act like the Saints roster is weak, playmaker-wise, and then you look at us and we're like, well, we have Chris Olave, we have Rashid Shaheed, we have Alvin Kamara, we have Taysom Hill. Like we have a decent roster. And that's not even counting like what Bub Means will do or A.T. Perry or any of these other guys. We've got a decent group there. You look at other teams, even like the Falcons, who get a lot of love in the division. I've said it once, and I'll probably say it every video until the season. Would you rather have Bijan and Drake London or Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave? It's pretty close. Even if you choose one side over the other, it's right there. I would say Olave is better than Drake London, and I would say Bijan might be slightly better than AK, but even that is pretty close. So the Saints roster does need to get a little bit more credit for the playmakers and what we do have on offense.
With the relationships that you already have with some of the coaches and some of the players on this team, how does that help you hit the ground running?
Yeah, I think, we hit the ground running months ago when we first got here with the coaching staff, and now we finally get a chance to put our hands on the players here.
I'm not sure what. Pause, Clint. I didn't realize he's been here months ago. I didn't realize. I know we joked around about it, but he really has been super quiet as far as like what he's been doing, where he's been at. I didn't realize that he had all these connections, I guess. So that makes it so much easier. When you already establish connections, whether it's with coaches or whether it's with players or whatever, just from a communication level. Like, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Klint Kubiak is coming in here to a team that has had virtually the same offensive philosophy for the better part of 20 years with Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael. This is a complete shift. So before we can get to the X's and O's, before we can get to the offense, before we can get to the play calling, you have to get to the communication. You have to get to the man management. You have to get to, can I get my point across? Can I get my scheme across? Can I get what I envision this offense doing? Can I get that across in an efficient way? Can I communicate that to this group of guys who for 20 years or for their entire playing career have done this one way? The Saints are one of those really unique teams where it hasn't been 2 years of this coach and then 3 years of this coach and 8 years of this coach. And then, I mean, if you look at some teams, even some of the teams with long tenured head coaches like Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, they've had multiple offensive coordinators roll through there. They have Arthur Smith now. They've had Todd Haley. Like they've come in, they've come out. Even the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been Andy Reid, right? But you've seen different offensive coordinators come in there from Matt Nagy to Eric Bieniemy or whatever, and they do run that same kind of Andy Reid system, but it's still their own guy, right? Not here. This has been Sean Payton orchestrated the offense, and then once he left, Pete Carmichael, who we know now had literally zero thoughts of his own ever, so he definitely didn't have his own offensive thoughts. So this really has been one track, one offense for the better part of 15 to 20 years. So it's going to be up to, can Klint get that new vision across to these players quick, and a prior relationship will help with that.
Next 3 weeks, so we're really excited about that, and we're going to be really detailed in our process with the guys and being good teachers, and really look forward to starting that process on Monday.
You've had the chance to work with a lot of offensive-minded coaches throughout your career. 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan, your father, longtime NFL coach Gary Kubiak. But what does a Klint Kubiak offense look like?
Let me tell you this, all right? I don't think we've done an Erin, what's her name? Erin Summers? Isn't that correct? Yeah, Erin Summers. I don't think we've done an Erin Summers reaction video. These are fantastic questions. These are fantastic questions. Kudos to her. Kudos to Erin for quick, easy, simple questions, setting him up to talk about the vision, the identity, hear from Klint to the fans. These are the questions I would have asked. If you give me that microphone right there, I would have asked a lot of these same questions. So, GG's, congratulations to Erin for this interview. Very well done.
That's going to be determined on our players. I think we have a base system we're going to put in. We have some strong feelings on how we want to run the ball and how we want to use play action, and but at the end of the day, it's going to be getting a good feel for what our guys do well, and then carrying that into the game plan on Sunday.
God, I love that. That's something else we haven't had. He's already talking about adjusting, evolving. I mean, he could have came in here and say, well, my vision is this, my identity is this. A Klint Kubiak offense does this, this, and this. I don't care what the players can do. He's telling you, depends on the players. If we can run the ball well, we're going to run the ball well. If we can throw it well, we're going to throw it. Like, we're going to see where we have success. We're going to lean into that. As far as like his coaches and who he knows, like that is a big thing too. In life and football and whatever else, if you're around smart guys, if you're around innovative guys, you will probably become innovative. You will probably become smart. That's what businessmen always say. Every business book you read, right, says be around guys who are thinking forward, who are trying to make money, who are trying to do the next big thing. Inherently, it will force you to get on that same track. So even though Klint Kubiak is his own person, the fact that he is rubbing elbows with the Kyle Shanahans, the Mike Shanahans, the Gary Kubiaks, the Sean McVays, whoever, that kind of forces him to stay in pat with them. It forces him to evolve and to innovate with them, or he gets left behind. It's a little different with someone like Pete Carmichael, who was just kind of grandfathered in. He's just kind of part of this group. He doesn't have to really do too much. Sean Payton's already made, he's already a made man, so there's no point in innovating or, trying new stuff. Just do what already works. That's not really the case with the guys that Kubiak was around with. It's not really the case with Kyle Shanahan and his offensive assistants that we've seen to go have success, like Mike McDaniel and Sean McVay. It's not really the case. They have to push because this is a new style of offense. This is a new, relatively unproven tree, this Shanahan tree, and we've already seen it be refined. Like Mike McDaniel, Sean McVay is part of that tree, but it's a new refined part of it. So it's an exciting time for Klint Kubiak to kind of get his crack at it, to take that, refine it into what his version is. And his version will be different than San Francisco, what they run. And it will be different than what they do in Miami. And it will be different than what they do in LA. What
is it then that you value in your players?
Smart, tough, and dependable. Those are three things that are extremely important to us. And in that order, looking for smart guys that can handle a lot.
Smart, tough, and dependable. I mean, if that's not a 10 out of 10 Tinder profile, I don't know what is. Smart, tough, dependable. Boom.
To make great decisions on the fly.
You said the process has started when you first got hired. It's been a few months now, but we are right around the corner from OTAs. So what are you looking forward to most about getting on the field with some of these players?
Yeah, just putting the ball in the air. It's been a while for these guys and for myself as well. And just seeing how they all work together as one. I've seen it on film. I've seen them play in a game, but now just getting to look them in the eye and coach them and teach them and get to start building some relationships.
I'm fired up. Look, we've been doing like 2 videos a day for like 4 or 5 days now. I have tricked myself. Let me tell you all this right now. I really thought I wasn't going to get to this point right here. I am absolutely enthralled, fired up for the Saints moving forward. I'm pumped. I'm a minute away from ordering a Spencer Rattler jersey. I would vote Klint Kubiak for president of the United States. I'm all in on this team. I'm all in on Talise Fuaga. I'm oos all the time. I'm all in on Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm there. I'm all in on Bub Means. Whatever. This team, I'm telling y'all. I don't know if it'll translate. My God, I hope it does, because I really hope I'm not on here just destroying Klint Kubiak in 6 months whenever the Saints just punt, whenever we go 3 and out every possession. I really hope that's not the case, because I have tricked myself. I have worked myself into a shoot, and I've shot myself right into a work into believing that the future of the Saints is bright. It's real bright.
All right, outside of football,
yeah,
what do you like? What's the personality that we got here?
There's no doubt in my mind Klint Kubiak does nothing but ball. There is not a doubt in my mind. Go down in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think he's going to say? What do you think this cat does outside of football? There's no way he has a hobby. There's no way he does anything. And he probably will say it right here. First of all, this is some serious eye contact. Klint Kubiak, he is not shying away from eye contact. Where is it? This Klint Kubiak right here, where's the eyeball? There you go. This Klint Kubiak right here, I thought was going to shy away from eye contact. I thought he was going to, be tough around the camera, tough with the interview. This is some Matthew McConaughey rom-com situation right here. So what do y'all think his hobby is going to be? I'm expecting him to say nothing. I'm expecting him to say watching film, watching ball, watching James Skrmetta's YouTube channel, watching James Skrmetta's Madden franchise. That's what I'm expecting him to say.
It's the personality that we got here.
Yeah, I'm a dad. I have 4 kids, and I'm married.
Jeez.
And I like spending time with them. I like to go fish, and I got to start probably red fishing a little more now that I'm down here in Louisiana, but I like to be outdoors.
All right.
An outdoorsman here in the sportsman paradise. Klint, I'm an outdoorsman myself. I say that. I'm not really, but I did buy a fly fishing rod and reel that I have yet to use. So the second I get it out there, Klint, me and you throw in the fly. Guys, come on.
Well, you'll get to spend plenty of time outdoors when we get on the field here soon. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
That was great. That was really good. That was such a good interview. I mean, really good stuff from the Saints. Really good stuff from Klint Kubiak. I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm believing. I don't know if y'all are too. Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid McKinstry, but I mean, what's not to like about the draft? What's not to like about the coaching staff overhaul? What's not to like about Klint Kubiak's answers? What's not to like about Spencer Rattler? We're there. What other franchise would you rather be? Ladies and gentlemen, get on down in the comments below. What did you think about this? The second interview we've seen with Klint Kubiak. Get on down there. I'll be replying. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.